Hi everyone, thank you so much for joining me today for the mark making workshop. These workshops run on Zoom every Wednesday from 11 a.m. till 1 p.m. And they're going to be running up until the 30th of June, so every Wednesday up until the 30th of June, and you can purchase tickets via the Eventbrite link, which I have shared on Facebook, on other social medias. So yeah, go and check it out if you would like to join anytime as well, which would be brilliant. Now, we experiment with lots of different materials, different objects to make kind of random marks and textures. And again, a lot of our participants are looking at recycled materials, so like cardboard, packaging, envelopes, that kind of stuff. And it's turned into more of a mail art project where people can kind of send in works. As you can see behind me, all these works have been sent in by other people and then displayed on the kind of gallery wall, kind of so to speak, behind me as well, which is a really nice idea and a really nice way to bring other artists together who have joined these workshops throughout the weeks. They can send in work and then they can have it displayed in like a little kind of home gallery setting with other people that have taken part. So I think if you would like to do that, then come and join the workshops and send in images or send in physical work to me. Both are equally as good. But we're going to give it a few more minutes and then I think we're going to get started and see what we can make today. I have a lot of different materials. So I've got some ready mixed paints, I've got some brushes, some nail brushes, some paint brushes, I've got some sponges, I've got things like sensory balls, and then I've got a golf ball, and I've got some tennis balls, and then things like makeup brushes, pastry cutters, combs. Combs make really nice uniform marks. I've got a whisk, a sieve, and then I've got things like wooden spoons and kind of cleaning brushes to make different marks. And then surface wise, I've actually put together this week 5 collage bits using newspaper, newsprint, white card, envelopes, bubble wrap. So I've made 3 small surfaces and then 2 large surfaces which are down the bottom, which we will look at later on. And then I've also got things like brown paper, newsprint on rolls, packaging, brown paper, so a few different things, and some envelopes as well. So again, some really good and really interesting kind of material combinations. So something that we can all experiment with and look at as well. And I hope that these workshops really inspire you to make, different kind of approaches to your practice as well. So we tend to look at new kind of art making techniques and I guess challenging the conventions of art making and the production of art. So using random objects that we wouldn't associate with the term, art, and using them in that way to make different marks is quite an interesting thing. Now we're just going to wait a few more minutes. I think we've got Fiona joining us, and then hopefully Liz as well. So we'll give it a few more minutes, and then we're gonna get started as well, which should be good. Oh, I've also got some bubble wrap as well. I've got some bubble wrap on a roll that I ordered from Amazon. So again, things like Amazon and Baker Ross are quite good places to get different materials from. And I've got things from Wilko's as well, so not spending too much money on it as well. And you can really find some interesting objects. I also have some natural materials that I've collected from my daily walks, so things like bark, sticks, stones, dried up leaves, that kind of stuff. So things that can make some really nice imprints and textures and different things. So for this, it kind of developed from a performance kind of background where I was creating different artworks using the body. And then due to lockdown, we're all using, social media and different ways to communicate. So I just thought, how about making it an interactive social space and providing and facilitating workshops that people can join. And I prefer to think of it as we're all performing in our different environments, performing with these objects in our different environments. So I really hope you enjoy it and you all get a chance to join in with the workshops if you're able to. Right, I think we're going to get started because I think Fiona may be a little bit late, so we will get started and then we can let her in when she comes. I'm just going to move all my things to the side. I tend to lay things out, but I'm just going to move them all to the side just so we can get started. I've also got some small pieces of white card as well that we can use later on. All right. I've also got all my paints already in my palette and everything. Okay, Fiona has just got in, so I'll let her in now. Hi, Fiona.
Hello, Holly. How are you?
I'm okay, thank you. How are you?
Good. I'm very well. Yeah, very well. I'm just in from a wee walk. Grieved. My husband had an hour and a half spare.
Oh, brilliant. That's
excuse
great.
me. So we went for a walk, and we gandered. We looked in shop windows, and we stopped and chatted, and we ended up late. So apologies.
No worries at all. It's nice and sunny over here as well, so I might do a walk or something later on. Take my camera, get a few photographs.
Yes. Yes. How are you?
I'm okay, thank you. Thank you for the photographs as well that you sent me yesterday. They look really great.
Thank you.
I love the giant packaging that you had as well, and the different kind of spaces that you can create within. Yeah, really great. Thank you.
I actually forgot to photograph the ones that are behind me up on the shelf there. They're on recycled packaging as well. On the green one in particular, I did that last week.
Okay. Yeah, that looks great.
And I should have photographed that one. I'll photograph that one for you this week.
No worries.
Put that in whatever package I managed to get together, and I will get a package together this week. I promise you.
Oh, thank you very much. We had our first uni meeting yesterday, so we're going.
I lost you a wee bit there.
I was saying we've had our first.
No, still can't hear you. Sorry.
How about now?
Yep. You're back in green now. Yeah.
I was saying we've had our first uni meeting yesterday, so we're back in the studio on Monday, which will be good.
Sure. Brilliant.
I'm looking forward to it. It's been a long time coming.
It will feel like a long time coming, because it has been, actually.
Yeah,
there's a good reason why it's felt so long.
That's true. What kinds of things have you got with you today then? Surfaces or materials?
I can't hear you, sorry.
I was saying, what sorts of things have you got today? No? Let's see. How about now, Fiona?
Yeah.
I was saying, what sorts of materials have you got today? So surfaces or objects or anything?
Yes, so I've got the box, the cardboard box that I'm going to work on. And I dismantled my cardboard Christmas tree earlier on in the week, so I've got some nice bits of cardboard that I'm going to work on with sort of quite nice shapes. And excitingly, I've got some new colours. My new colours came, so I've got some really nice yellows and greens, and I've got some silver and some gold as well. So I'm going to see how I can incorporate those in.
Oh, that's great.
So yeah, and then I'm going to just have a look around. Oh no, I've got other stuff. This nice piece of plastic. I don't know if you can see. It's got quite lots of different shapes in it.
Yes, yeah.
I'm going to cut that up and see what I can make out of these kind of circles and rectangles. And different, because there's different kind of levels to it. So I'm going to cut these up and see what I can make out of these. I might actually glue them on as well. I might glue them on.
Yeah, sure. I've got some brown paper and different envelopes. And this week as well, I spent a bit of time making some collage backgrounds. Using like newspapers and envelopes and different things. So I've got 3 here, and then I've got 2 larger ones that I'm going to actually do on the floor. So I'll move my camera later on. So I've got a few different scales as well, and then I've got some things like shoe boxes and brown paper bags that I was thinking of doing something with. So I've spent this week just collecting materials and things to use. Yeah, I think the recycle theme that you've got going on kind of really inspired me as well to do that. So thank you.
You're welcome. I don't think it was an original thought of mine. There might be other people using that kind of thing. Oh, messy. I didn't clean up after the last time I used this. That's a bit naughty, isn't it? Make it harder. Maybe incorporate into things. So do you think you've got anybody else joining today?
I think Liz is joining around 11:30.
Nice.
Yeah, she was hoping to join in.
And if you're back at uni, are you still going to be able to do these workshops?
I am, yes.
Are you coming to a natural end here?
The last workshop is the 30th of June, so I think we've got another 12.
Sorry, this workshop.
The 30th of June it ends, sorry.
Yeah. Ah, right,
so
okay.
I think we've got about 12 more sessions.
Right, okay. That's good. That's good to know, actually. I might not be able to make the last.
No worries. The last.
No, the 13th of June, did you say?
The 30th of June.
No, I didn't hear it again.
The 30th of June, Fiona.
No, I still can't hear you, sorry. I'm going to put myself on mute.
Yeah, that's fine. The 30th of June, is that okay? Yeah. Yeah, so we've got about 12 more sessions until then. I'm just starting by making some different kind of uniform lines with this short comb that I've got as well. So we're seeing what that creates. Right.
I'm just going to create some space for myself. I've managed to get myself into a right guddle. Got this everything. I feel the need to have everything right in front of me, and I don't. I've got plenty of space to put things away, and I don't. And now I'm going to move things away so that I can take things out. Yes, I need to get rid of some of this. Create some space. Although all I'm doing is moving the guddle from one bit to another.
Alright, I'm just using a sensory ball, so I've got a pack of about 6 sensory balls, all with different kinds of marks, as you can see here. So things like this, they're kind of like dog toys in a way, and they've all got different marks, and they just make some really nice, really interesting textures as well. So again, this is a really good material to experiment and to use. As you can see, it's making a few dots and different things. So again, a really cool and really fun material to use. I'm just kind of rolling it across the surface as well, so in a kind of circular motion. What I might experiment as well with today is doing another one of my drip paintings like I did last week, possibly as we start getting through the materials.
Yeah, that looked really good last week. Have you got any copies of them? You got any of those to hand? How did that dry out?
I do, yes. Right, let me just have a look. Right, I've got one here, Fiona. Let me show you. Yeah, I've got two. Here we are. So I think it was that way around that I did it. Yeah, you can see kind of all the colours have, you know, dripped down in kind of unison, but then they've merged together. And again, the same with this one as well. I think you've got yourself on mute. Sorry, Fiona. Are you okay?
Yeah, I can't hear you if I'm not on mute. So I like the one particularly in your right hand. Wiggle that.
Yes, this one.
Yes,
yeah.
That one. That. Do you keep all of your work?
Yes, yeah, I do. What I normally do is some of the smaller pieces will go either in a folder, or I'll show you one of my sketchbook pages. I will put them in a sketchbook and kind of experiment with different positions and different combinations. Some of the larger pieces either go in folders or just kind of at the side, you know, somewhere. I've got my little art corner here. And what I have done as well is two of the A2 pieces that I've done, I have actually framed them because I had some frames left over that I ordered like last March, and I thought I'll do something with them, and they look really good in frames, so that's kind of given me an idea to maybe create some sort of installation or something, maybe when I'm back in the studio or something like that. And I've also been experimenting with collage. So what I've done is I've taken some of the pieces that I've done from different workshops and actually just torn them up and tried to combine them in different kind of areas, and just seeing what they'll look like. So again, reworking pieces and taking pieces that have already dried and that I've done, and then developing them further into little experiments. So I have been doing that as well this week.
That's really good. That's quite like, what's that female collage artist, Krasner. She was married to the guy that did all the scatological stuff.
Oh, I'm not too sure who you're on about. It'll come to you, I think.
Jackson Pollock. She was married to Jackson Pollock, and I think her name was Krasner or Kravner, something like that. And she did a lot of work like that. Her collages are absolutely stunning. Oh, wow. But she used she did exactly that, kind of like cutting up her own pieces of work and then reframing them in different contexts.
Oh, that sounds great. Yeah, that's definitely one for me to look up, sure. All this work really did start by looking at Jackson Pollock's work and, you know, his large scale kind of action painting kind of pieces. And it really stemmed from a performative kind of background and the idea of using the body and the different gestures that kind of come into it. But what I found really interesting is he didn't actually record any of his performances or his works. He just wanted the audience to see the final thing. He didn't want them to see, you know, the different stages of production, which I found really, really interesting. Oh, sorry, you're on mute again, Fiona.
I quite like the different stages of production. I sometimes, sometimes I photograph halfway through thinking, should I stop here? I'm not going to, but will I get to the end and go, you should have stopped there? Not very often, I've got to be honest, though. I'm actually quite like, I'm quite in tune with where I should and shouldn't go.
I seem to have got into kind of printing at the moment as well. So taking work and then folding it in half, or doing like drip paintings and different things. So again, different ways to make marks on the surface, either with objects or just by simply folding the page and creating a symmetrical kind of design. I think that is, again, really interesting. Another way to develop work as well.
I'm saying I think that I'll be able to do that with this boxy thing that I've created.
Yes.
Well, somebody else created for me, actually, truth be told.
At the moment, I'm just taking this paper bag that I've got and just opening it up, and I'm going to use this as one of my next surfaces to work on. I quite like the texture and the noise as well, so when you're opening a material like that, the noise that comes off it, I do quite like it, as well as the noises and the sounds that the objects make, you know, when you're applying them to the surface, the different sounds. You know, if you just take a video without the image and you just listen to the sounds, it's really interesting.
I quite enjoy the background noises of artwork being made. Yeah. That's quite a satisfying noise that you make when you're doing that. Almost like a kind of bird knocking noise.
I've got the tennis ball out at the moment, so I'm just doing a few different marks with that. There we are. One thing to think about that's really interesting is, are you kind of printing or performing with the objects, or are the objects as a painting tool? And when you look at these works, is it the record of a performance, or is it a painting? So that is, again, something that I have been looking at, and kind of what these works mean and what they are. And I'm continually looking at that now as well. So it's good because you get different ideas as well from these workshops. I always find myself developing more ideas and different ways to take the project, depending on, you know, the conversation and talking to other people. And these workshops are really, really handy for myself, as well as hopefully you and Liz and whoever else joins.
I think that idea of it being the performance, the process, as much as the product at the end of the day. Although honestly, I'm so pleased with the product at the end of the day, which I very seldom am when it comes to the artworks. But yeah, that notion of it being a performance, that it being something that is tactile as well, and not just visual, but like orally stimulating at the same time.
Yeah, definitely. I quite like this golf ball that I'm using as well. It seems to make some really nice track lines on the artwork.
Is it making kind of dimples?
It is, yeah. Almost like like car marks in the mud, that like car tire marks in the mud, and that's almost what it looks like. Now I think it's really interesting as well when you're using these objects. You can see the artwork over time building up, and it's almost like a journey with the objects. And over time you can see the different layerings and how the artwork is changing state and appearance. So it's kind of hard to know when to stop applying more objects and more materials. It's kind of hard to know yourself where your limit is, and for me it's when all four corners of the work are full. They've got to be full for me, and I don't know, it just looks right.
I find it very difficult to leave space in any kind of artwork. My dad loves an artist that we have in the Borders called Mary Golding, and she's a very good watercolorist and a very good pastel, works in pastels as well. But she has this wonderful way of just leaving space in the page on the as part of the drawing, and I'm like, see, I would need to put color on that. I need to do something with that. I couldn't just leave it. And so and what one of the things that I find very satisfying about this way of working is that you can do exactly that. You can fill each corner. You can fill all the space with it. I like filling the space. Oh, getting messy.
Right, at the moment I've just got some packaging, and I've got some plastic and kind of different envelopes, different sized envelopes as well. So I'm just going to see what I can do with those. Right.
As part of your uni course, do you have end of term exhibitions?
We do have an interim show, which is like an end of term exhibition for level 5 students. So that will be taking place sometime in the next term. And then obviously the year after, when I'm in my final year, we'll have our degree show as well, which should be good. And along the way, we have plenty of kind of practice exhibitions. Now, at the moment, we've just started a new project with the Henry Moore Institute in Leeds, as well as the Leeds Art Gallery. So already we're kind of making, I guess, connections with those different kind of places. So at the moment, we're just starting to work on those two projects, really, at the moment. We've been assigned an artwork in relation to our practice and what we've been looking at. And then we have to create responses to a particular work in the exhibition. And the exhibition is called Natural Encounters. So all to do with the environment and the landscape. So yeah, no, really interesting. things that we've been working on.
Have you got your assigned piece yet?
I have, yes. Now, I can't. I'll put the name in the chat because she's got one of those names that are very hard to pronounce. But I'll put it in the chat for you. Right. There we are. And
Tomato Takashine?
yeah, and this is the name of the artwork. Now,